I lost 20 pounds in 2 months, going from about 14.5% body fat down to almost 8% body fat. And one of the key pillars in this transformation is keeping my upper body and my strength training workouts dialed in. And today I want to give you one of my favorite upper body routines that I've honestly utilized for over 20 years, starting when I was about 16 years old, working out in the gym, now being almost 40 years old, training smart over those 2+ decades. One of the biggest things that I've learned is that you want to keep training the same exact way you used to build muscle, especially when you're trying to lose fat. So if you're looking to lose body fat, if you're looking to shred down for the summer, this is one of my favorite upper body workouts to put into your routine. So let me take you through it right now. So I just want to be crystal clear on something as we get started. Workouts are not really the primary driver behind fat loss. Yes, I did lose 20 pounds in 2 months, cut a ton of body fat, but workouts are just one piece of the puzzle. And honestly, in my opinion, they're not the most important part, even though they do serve a big role. They're one of 3 pillars, movement being one, muscle, the one we're going to talk about today, and then of course your meals, what you put in your mouth, because if you can't control that, you're never going to lose fat. But that being said, a lot of guys screw up their workouts and they end up looking skinny fat as they drop body fat. The principles I'm going to talk to you about today and the exercises I'm going to show you allow for me, especially, and for you too, to hold on to as much muscle as possible as you drop body fat. So I just want to be clear that workouts, or the one I'm going to show you today, are not the reason why I lost fat. They're just one of the pieces of the puzzle. All right, so we're jumping into my favorite upper body routine, one that I have now followed for 2+ decades. And what's changed over those decades? Well, I've gotten a lot stronger. I've gotten a lot better at exercise execution. So my form is really dialed in. My mind to muscle connection is super spot on. And once again, the biggest thing, I've just gotten stronger. So I like to start with my chest. My chest was one of my weakest body parts growing up. I remember thinking to myself, I'm never gonna have an impressive chest. I used to follow one of my idols, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he had like the best chest ever, probably still to this day, the best chest development ever. And he talked about starting with incline press. I started doing a ton of incline press in my 20s, and it really started to pay off. My chest really started to take new development, new level. And so today I start with an incline press most of my upper body days. So today we're starting with incline dumbbell press for the chest. Sometimes I'll do incline Smith machine barbell press, but I've gotten away from doing just barbell press for the incline. I just think it puts too much risk and stress on my shoulders. But the dumbbell incline is super great for my shoulders. I love the range of motion and the mobility it gives me. So we're gonna jump in here, 3 to 4 sets, 6 to 8 reps, going a little heavier today, incline dumbbell press. So when it comes to building your upper body, obviously chest is not the only muscle group, but I know a lot of you want a bigger, more impressive chest. So I know a lot of you will start by doing flat bench press, which is a great exercise. I did a ton of flat barbell bench press for many, many years and got super strong. I think at one point I was benching like 340 for one. And honestly though, looking back, I was putting my shoulder in a really tough spot, you know, putting myself in a situation where I could have torn something, could have injured something for very little return on my investment. These days, I will still do flat press. Typically, I'll rotate in a flat dumbbell press for a period of time, but I've also grown my chest significantly over the years. I don't need as much volume to maintain muscle. And what's weird is that my chest started out as one of my weakest body parts, but now I'd say it's probably my strongest body part in terms of how it looks and my strength. I have to actually slow down and not push too far on weight because I don't want my shoulder to ever get hurt. Don't want to tear anything. I've had injuries over the years. I've had shoulder tendonitis. So I'm just careful with that. But if you're trying to build your chest, the best advice I can give you when it comes to building your chest is start from the top down. So start your workouts with incline press, then move into flat press, and then do something like a cable fly. Sometimes you need more volume to really inspire growth with your chest. For me, I just don't need a lot these days, so this will probably be the only chest exercise I do today, but do as I say, not as I do when it comes to building your chest. Let's wrap up with one more set here and then we'll move on to the next exercise. All right, guys, so now we're gonna switch sides and we're gonna start working our back. A lot of people always ask me, how do you build traps? Well, traps run all the way down your back. It's almost like a diamond on your back. The only part you can see from the front is the upper trap, but traps are also involved when you're doing your back. So one of my favorite back building exercises and trap building exercises is the pad chest supported T-bar row. So we're gonna jump into that. Upper back, traps, even a little bit of biceps get absolutely torched with this. So let's jump into that. All right, so the next movement is one that I really started to incorporate when I realized my chest was starting to go way past my shoulders in terms of development, started to overpower my shoulders. Yes, overhead shoulder press with dumbbells or a barbell. I usually rotate that in at least once a week. But I'm not gonna do those today because I wanna show you my go-to shoulder movement for building really well-rounded capped delts, and that is a side lateral. But I wanna help you with your form. So the first rule of thumb is we don't need to go super heavy to start on side dumbbell laterals. A couple tricks of the trade I've learned from some of the best experts in the world. These aren't things I came up with myself. We wanna hinge at the hips a little bit, so we're gonna give a slight forward lean. This just puts our shoulder at a better angle. We're not really trying to drive it directly out from the side. We're trying to come almost at an angle from our side, right? So the other part is we want to turn our hand like we're pouring out a beer or a drink at the top, okay? So let me show you what I mean. So we're here, coming out, pour at the top. This really gets that side deltoid activated and shortened to put all the stress on the side of the shoulder. Oh, and it makes it super challenging too. So the cool thing is you don't have to do this with dumbbells. You can totally do this with a cable, same exact motion. I like the cable side lateral as well from time to time. Dumbbell is just my go-to because typically most gyms have small to light dumbbells, and you don't need to go heavy with the side laterals. So this is our shoulder movement of the day. 2 to 3 sets, 8 to 12 reps. Really working on capping out that delt. All right, before we jump into the way we're gonna wrap up today's workout, which is our arms, we're gonna do some traps. Now I know we just did some traps with the T-bar upper back row, but we're gonna knock out some traps, and what I'm gonna do, just because I need a little bit more back work today, I'm gonna superset with pull-ups. Now, some of you might not be able to do pull-ups yet, and that's totally cool. It took me a long time to get really good at pull-ups, but I like to do pull-ups throughout my workout. Sometimes I start with pull-ups, sometimes I throw them in the middle, sometimes I finish with pull-ups, because pull-ups are like the best upper body exercise. I'm doing them a little fatigued today, and I'm gonna knock out some wide pull-ups because I already did a horizontal row. Now I wanna do a vertical pull for pull-ups, but in between, I'm gonna do a cable one-arm shrug just to really top off my traps. This is what keeps my traps looking the way I want and my back looking the way I want. So let's knock out those 2 supersets, then we'll jump into arms to finish up the workout. All right, so it's time to finish up my favorite upper body workout. If you like this video, you like these longer workout videos, hit the like button and let me know in the comments what else you need help with when it comes to losing body fat, building muscle, transforming your body. And I'll be glad to answer all your questions or make a video for you coming up soon. So we're gonna start with a one-arm cable curl. There's so many ways to train the bicep, but I like cables because they keep a constant tension on the muscle group that you're training. 3 to 4 sets, 8 to 12 reps per side. And I've noticed with cables, since since I'm prone to tendonitis, I had a bicep tear back in 2019. So I'm prone to tendonitis in my bicep tendon. So I've noticed that cables tend to give me less risk when it comes to having tendonitis. So I do a lot of cable work for the bicep. I still do dumbbell curls. We're gonna superset this with overhead rope extensions to work the long head of the tricep. Short head of the tricep would be trained with just a push down, which is the outer part here, and then the longer, bigger head of the tricep will be trained when we do overhead extensions. So set that up. So that wraps up today's upper body workout, the exact upper body workout I followed for the past 2 months, losing 20 pounds, losing about 6% body fat, getting down well below 10% body fat. But just so you guys know, this is the type of workout that I followed for the better part of 20 years. I just got stronger, got better mind to muscle connection, and picked the exercises that work for me. So if you need a routine that works for you specifically, check out our VIP coaching program. We have been in the business of transforming busy, high-achieving guys, mostly business owners, executives, guys who have family life, social life, and a business life that requires a lot of their time and attention. They don't want to sacrifice those things to get in shape, but they're self-conscious about the way they look. They want to feel good with their shirt off. They want to maybe see their abs for the first time, but they travel a lot. They struggle with bad eating habits. They need short workouts at times to just get it done in a busy week. That's what we specialize in. So we're a high-end service. We call it the True Transformation 3M VIP system. You can check out all the information below. And if you click on the link in the description of the video or in the first comment, there's also a free 3M action guide to get you started right now. You don't have to wait. You don't have to sign up for anything. Just go grab the guide. And then if you're serious about getting a custom plan built specifically for you, along with accountability, coaching from a guy who lives and breathes this stuff every day. I have 2 kids, busy business, 12 plus employees. I totally understand where you are, what you're dealing with. If that sounds like something you're interested in, check out the link. We can chat, fill out a brief survey, and we will go from there. Anyway, subscribe to the channel, and looking forward to talking to you on the next one. Life moves fast. Make it count. See you soon.